along by them, to, like in talking to Gary Owens, and Gary would say, you know, you should talk to...
Absolutely,
I
yeah.
mean, did that work for you?
You know what's funny is that Gary Owens, like every now and then I'm writing the book, and then Gary Owens would just call me up just to see how it was going, which I just thought like was just really just decent of the man. And I'm writing this story on Florence Lawrence. Anybody familiar with Florence Lawrence? Okay. So I'm writing the story of Florence Lawrence, and Florence was the Biograph Girl, the first woman to actually, first movie star to actually get her name published at all on a movie. Before that, the studios would think if we make a star, then we have to start paying star salaries. You know, they understood from Broadway that if you're a star, you're making more money than a bit player. They understood if you're an established star, you're making more money than just somebody who is a Broadway hand. And they didn't want to get into that. Well, Florence Lawrence, you would hear these stories of Florence Lawrence, and she was, the studios were getting all this mail saying, who is this woman? Who is this blonde? She's amazing, she's beautiful, we want to know more about her, what's her name? And the studios kind of like, they didn't want to give her name out even to like fans. So finally, Florence realized that that she had some sort of clout, and it was Carl what's his last name?
Laemmle.
Yes, I'm sorry, yeah. Carl Laemmle, and he grabbed her from her contract and decided that he was going to put her name above the credits, above the title, and she became the first person to do that. And she died tragically, as everyone seems to in this book. But I'm talking to Gary Owens, and it's a relatively obscure. Florence Lawrence is a relatively obscure story, I thought. And he goes, well, so Joe, what are you working on right now? And I go, oh, I'm doing a thing on Florence. Oh, the Biograph Girl. And then he goes and proceeds to tell me more about the story that I actually knew. I'm like, really? That happened? Really? So Gary Owens knows everything. If you need a question, you know, call me and I'll call Gary. That's actually how it should work. Anyone else? Okay.